take the subject of the Negro. Communism lies to the Negro. They say, we're for you. We sympathize with you. Our heart breaks for you. And then they use him viciously to destroy society and destroy civilization. They don't help him. Most Negroes are getting wise to this. The communists go in there and they use the Negro ruthlessly and viciously to destroy society, destroy the Negro, destroy everybody. And what does democracy do? Democracy, boy, what they preach. But I live right there in Washington, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and I can tell you that the ones that do the biggest preaching about mixing with the Negroes, those are the ones that live down there in the places where they can't even drive in there. They're not allowed anywhere near. Their kids don't go to Negro schools. They have nothing to do with them. It's pure hypocrisy, just as rotten as the communists. In fact, maybe more rotten. Democracy and communism in these respects are exactly the same. Nazism says to the Negro, we don't want to hurt you, we don't want to persecute you, but we feel that you're not culturally as mature as we are. We don't want you to live right next door to us. We tell the truth to Negro. And most of you people, white people, if you're perfectly honest, will say that that's the truth. And you all know it. And yet when you get next to a Negro, you're afraid to tell him that. You're afraid you want to be real sociable and nice, so you lie to him. And all this does is hurt him and hurt you. There is one great Negro leader that I admire, and I understand that I hope I can be helpful in getting him here, and that's either Elijah Muhammad or Malcolm X. Now, these are great leaders. I wish to God we had one white leader of the stature of Malcolm X. Just one in our government. If you don't believe me, you wait till he stands up here and talks to you. That's a man. When you see that man, you'll see a man that'll stand up and talk to you, right up to you, square and fair. He won't cringe or kowtow or black Tom or anything else. And neither will he be arrogant. He's a man and he's a leader. Now, those are the kind of leaders that the Negro people need, not Arthur Spingarn of the NAACP or Marvin Rich of CORE, neither one of them who are black.
Welcome back. Peace and power to the black. All right, so you just heard some of that shit, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But what I want to get into in this series, Enemies of the Black Race, this is about maniac white supremacists or race soldiers. And let me break this down to you. White people are not a monolith. I mean, there's different levels to all of it, you know, and there's different levels to the racism. I'll break it down into 3 tiers. I'll say there's tier 1, tier 2, and then tier 3. Now, what are race soldiers? Race soldiers are people who are not just saying racist slurs to you and stuff like that. Race soldiers are people of the white race who are actively looking to cause harm or derailment to black people. They take it in their own hands to cause problems to black people. Let's start with tier 1. Now, a race soldier could even be a teacher in a school. It could be a college teacher that's extremely racist and doesn't want black people in their classes. And instead of keeping their ideology to themselves, they're actively looking to get you kicked out of the class, fail you, get you expelled from school. And they let the white kids do whatever, come up with half-ass work. Those are race soldiers. So I would put people on the jobs who are actively looking to get people fired, even though you're doing a great job, but you're a black person. You're not supposed to be in the room with them. You being on this job with me is offensive because I'm supposed to be better than you. So rather than just keeping my thoughts to myself, I'm going to try to get you fired. However, taking it into their own hands. Cops are race soldiers, and cops could be different layers, different tiers of race soldiers. Some are extremely tier 3, where they're itching to kill a black person, and some are tier 1, where they just want to keep our numbers down, house us, put us in jail, keep us low. You know, the what's the thing they always say? I don't hate black people, I just hate niggers. One of those people. So they get my question to that is, who is black and who is a nigger, and who gets to decide who is black and who is a nigger? Because I don't get to decide that. You decide that. And as rough as all that is, that's only tier 1 of the race soldier. let's move on from that. Let's go into tier 2. Now, tier 2, like I said, cops could be in that. They're itching to kill a black person. They can't wait to kill a black person, you know. But also in tier 2, I would put the Ku Klux Klan in tier 2. Now, some people hear that and they're like, what, the Ku Klux Klan? They hang black people and they're doing all this. I'm here to tell you, there's some way worse people in white supremacy, white race soldiers than the Ku Klux Klan. Way worse. Let me actually read part of one of the Ku Klux Klan's manifesto from the Knights of the Ku Klux Klan. They say non-whites who reside in America should be expected to conduct themselves according to Christian principles and must recognize that race mixing is definitely wrong and out of question. It will be a privilege to live under the authority of the compassionate white Christian government, the Knights Party of the Ku Klux Klan. And one famous guy you could search is good old David Duke, who used to be a senator, actually, and he's one of the top leaders of the Ku Klux Klan. Now, you listen to that, and what they're actually saying is they want to get rid of some black people, but they're okay with living with some black people, just like in slavery. You could stay around, but you got to know your place. You must bend the knee to me, and you must respect that you are under this white Christian government, which is white supremacist government. You must respect that. Then you could stay around. A lot of the other groups don't agree with that, and that's the Ku Klux Klan there. And yes, they have killed many black people and are still killing black people, but there's levels to this. So that's tier 2. And what they want to do is they want to take back their society, take over the government, change it, you know, flip it around, get it back to the way it was in the 1920s, 1930s. That's tier 2. And that's bad. And you got to watch out for Klan members. You got to watch, if you live in the country, man, they like to go out and hunting and hanging black people. They catch one that's they think is an uppity Negro. You got some money or you don't know your place, they'll take you out, man. They'll take you out. But the average, you know, low tier, not getting money black person, they just let them go as long as they know their place. And that's crazy. That's not even the worst of it. Let's move on to tier 3. This is what I really want to get to, where we really got to watch out for black men, what we really have to train for, what we have to be ready for. There's a lot of these tier 3 extreme race soldier groups, but I'm gonna stick to 2. There is the neo-Nazi party, but that breaks down to a bunch of major other ones. Let's talk about a group known as Patriot Front. You might have seen Patriot Front walking out. They're a little bit more clean cut than neo-Nazis. They have the masks up. They roll out with the American flag. They got khakis on and blue shirts. They try to mix American patriotism in with white supremacy ideology. As opposed to the Ku Klux Klan, they want the government to fail and they want to reboot America, and they want to be completely unapologetic about it. They want it to be a full-on white man's land. So we do have some people, some buffoons out here talking about, you know, I'm black American, I'm not from Africa, I'm an American, this is my country, and yada, yada, yada. Let me show you this Patriot Front manifesto. So, what they say, the American identity was something uniquely forged in the struggle that our ancestors waged to survive on this new continent. Pause, really, we killed all the natives. Unpause. To be an American is to realize this identity and take up the national struggle upon one's shoulders. Not simply by birth is one granted this title, but by decree to which he works and fulfills the potential of his birth. An African, for example, may he have lived, worked, and even been classed as a citizen of America for centuries, yet he is not American. He is, as he likely prefers to be labeled, an African in America. The same rule applies to others who are not of the founding stock of our people, as well as to those who do not share the common unconscious that permeates throughout our great civilization and the European diaspora. All right, so what does that mean? First and foremost, you niggas is not American is what they're telling to you. They could be Irish, German, didn't get here till the 1800s, till the 1900s, and your family fought in the Revolutionary War, has been here since the 1700s, like my family. They don't give a fuck. And they're unapologetic, where even the founding fathers tried to hide their sins and say, well, you know, the 14th Amendment, and try to switch some stuff up there. And, you know, they don't come out and blatantly say it, that Black people will never be full citizens or even full human beings, because I think even back then they thought that history would look poorly upon them. There may have been some debate about that, but these boys is completely unapologetic, and they are telling you that you are a Negro, you are an African, no matter what you say, and you cannot be part of America, and you're not going to be part of their new America. And also, people of the European diaspora, which is white people all over the planet that spread out, they are more connected to America and to white America than you, meaning European diaspora, people in Australia, whites down in Latin America, Argentina, white people in Southern Africa. They are more so their brothers than you. And you have to just take that. Your feelings could be hurt, but it don't matter. And these people are very serious. Here is one of the leaders actually tried to shut down a power grid in Baltimore. This is another neo-Nazi group, but this happened a few times, where they're trying to knock out the power grid. And once they knock out the power grid, they're going to go on a rampage of killing, and they want to restart a new government. People are insane. Let's go more onto the Patriot Front on their New American Nation State website. This is their plan. America needs a generation of brave men to fearlessly rise to face all threats to their collective interests, a generation steeled in their effort to realize their grand vision of a new nation. This gathering of the faithful, the true inheritors of America, will urge our people onward. To form a new and just state, we must first instill a reformed national spirit within our people, a people free from the vices of the modern world, and a people with fervor to see themselves free. The cohesion and unity of our people will be most powerful weapon to be used in our tireless struggle for the nation and its timeless cause. Every soul who embodies the struggle will be an indispensable component to our unified effort. They try to glorify this shit, but what they're telling you is they want a new America. Fuck all this 14th Amendment, 13th Amendment, all that switching stuff around, all this. This was supposed to be a white man's land, and they are ready to take it back. No more of this bullshit. No more of these illegals coming in. No more of the Mexicans and the Asians and everybody else. And the Negro is out of control. The Negro's burning down our cities. We got to pay about that. I'm going to do another video on that. We got to pay for them 2020 riots. Okay, they are pissed. And they're ready to put us down. We're not Americans, yo. I said it before. And we got some real people with a bunch of real brigades and a bunch of serious weapons that are ready to take us out. You say you got AKs and ARs and yada, yada, yada. These boys got missile launchers, dog. Grenade launchers. Drones dropping bombs. And they want to take down the power grid, because if the power grid goes down, the lights and the internet and everything's down. You won't even know. And then they bring a couple brigades through. They get 50, 100 people. You get about 100, 150 well-armed soldiers that know what they're doing and have a serious ideology. They'll come in, they'll kill 2, 3, 4, 5,000 people quick. They'll wipe a whole town out quick. Come through with that 50 cal machine gun and gun everybody down. Exterminate it. Listen, Europeans, let's be honest, man. We've had wars in Africa, there's wars in Asia. The Europeans get down. They will kill millions of people in an instant. We had our Zulu wars. We had our wars in Timbuktu, you know, around the west coast of Africa. We had our little tribal wars. Not like this, man. They kill millions of people, and they will wipe us the fuck out. It's serious business, man, and we got to know about these people. Now, that's tier 3, and them boys is bad. But let me tell you about the ultimate tier 3. We will call this tier 3 red. There are neo-Nazis, and that's kind of old, but there's a group under neo-Nazis, one of the worst ones ever, and that is called Atomwaffen. Atomwaffen. Let me break that down for you. It's German. Second part, Waffen. Waffen means weapons or equipment. So Waff would be like grenades, knives, whatever, but Waffen means any type of equipment. First part, atom, like atomic bomb. So their very ideology is they are using weapons of atomic warfare ready to wipe us the fuck out. These people are fucking serious, and they are the most extremist of the extreme. They sell guns all across the planet, do types of crime to get their money. Listed here, they're not just in America, United Kingdom, Germany, Canada, Russia, Italy, Finland, France, Argentina, Brazil, Spain. They have divisions all over the world. And you know what they're planning to do? When the shit comes, and that's called the day of the rope, their day, they are going to exterminate everybody. Now, if you've ever heard these people say the day of the rope, search that on social media, search that on the internet, the day of the rope. They keep talking about wait till the day of the rope, wait till the day of the rope, wait till the day of the rope. What does that mean? That's a day that they are planning on where they are going to wipe all types of black people out. Like that shit that just happened in northern England and all over England. Man, if them cops wouldn't have got ahead of that shit and they could have got the weapons to them and really kicked it off, they would have started exterminating people in England. And that might have been the spark to start it all over the planet. So the day of the rope is they're going to start exterminating all non-white people in their land, especially Negroes and Jews, and anyone who's a friend of black people or race mixing, any white people that have children by non-white people, they're going to kill them too. And they are going to lynch them and hang them. The day of the rope. They write about it. They fantasize about it. They fantasize about killing us. These people are serious, man. And they want to destroy the American government and they want to restart it. And they want to drop a bunch of nukes on black people. So down in South Africa, a lot of other places, man, they ready to nuke a whole bunch of black people and they are serious about it. And to be honest, they might have a nuke already. They might have a small tactical nuke, not nothing like a warhead or anything, but just, you know, something big enough to take out a whole city or a half of a city. There's a bunch of nukes missing from the U.S. Deposit military armory. Look that up. How many nukes are missing? There's like 5 or 6 over the past 50 years that are just missing. And they try to say, well, we lost it. One fell at the bottom of the ocean, yada, yada, yada. These people are not only police officers. These extreme race soldiers are also in the American military. Talk to some black people in the military. Talk to even white people you know in the military. They'll tell you it is extremely racist. And you got to watch your ass while you're on base, man. Bagged and tagged. You walking out somewhere and they just put a bag over your head, take you off, and nobody ever sees you again. It happens to women all the time. And these people have access to military equipment like you would not believe. And so, yeah, some of it does go missing, and they have it. They are waiting for this day of the rope, man. They're not going to be asking us who's African American, who's Caribbean, who's African, who's with us, who's not. They are killing everybody who isn't white. Your skin is your uniform. Your skin is your uniform. We can't get rid of that. We got tribal issues. I got my own tribalism. We all got it. But when it comes down to this, we got to realize something that our ancestors did not realize. It is us versus them. Really, it's us versus everyone else. But these motherfuckers, they will do some serious killing on us. Their ancestors have done it before. They've done it before. They'll kill 10, 20, 30, 40,000 people in a month. Easy. They got the equipment to do it. So we got to be ready for that. But let me dig into the ideology of them and us a little bit deeper about this, rather than just this surface level shit of us versus them, bombs dropping, yada, yada, yada. Lincoln Rockwell, one of the first starters of the neo-Nazi party in America, and who they all look up to. Lincoln Rockwell's basically their Malcolm X. Listen to what he said about Malcolm X. He never respected, he didn't even say Martin Luther King. He said he only respects Elijah Muhammad and Malcolm X. He called him a man. This man thinks that black people are less than some type of gorilla. And I'll get to that finally in 1 second. He thinks that they think that we're some type of subhuman species. And what did he say to him? He's a man. He doesn't kowtow. He doesn't act like an Uncle Tom and kiss white ass. White people do not respect black people who bend the knee and kiss their ass. They like it. They like having them around as a tool, but they don't respect them. Them black people who run around on the job and kiss ass all day, and in the media, and Candace Owens up there kissing white ass all day. Some white people put it up there. Them tier 1 white people put it up there. But them tier 3, them extremists, they don't respect them. They don't respect them. They respect black people who speak honestly, who don't even hate them. Malcolm really never said, he said bad stuff about white people, but I never heard him say that I hate them. He just said what they were. And he said what we wanted was our own land. And he respected him. He said, I wish I had more just like him. Now let me get to this gorilla thing. They say that we are gorillas, and a lot of black people say, you called me a gorilla, you called me a monkey. One day, I was like, I don't even care. Because I know how to code AI systems. You can't tell me I'm dumb. I was like, you know what? Let me look at the gorilla. Because if they said we were lions, we wouldn't care about that, because we uphold the lion. But let me look at the gorilla. And they say that because the gorilla's black and we're black, and we're big, so they try to say that to you. Let me tell you something about the gorilla. Go on YouTube and start looking at gorillas in the mist, or humans interacting with gorillas. Nobody knows the true strength of a gorilla. They don't know how much a gorilla can really bench press. They know a gorilla can rip a man's arm off and beat him with it. But let me tell you, the gorilla is the most powerful animal on earth that is also the most peaceful animal. The gorilla has the strength of 10, 25 men, but he has the mentality of a deer or a bunny rabbit. Watch him. There'll be people, white people be in the hills of Rwanda sitting next to gorillas, wild gorillas in the mist, and a gorilla, the silverback will walk over while the family's crossing, come over, check him, and then you got to bend down and show respect. As long as you show respect to a gorilla and you don't start no shit, the gorilla's not going to hurt you. They're peaceful. There's enough food here for everybody. As long as you don't set trip and you don't come on there on my land, if you're just crossing over there, we ain't gonna fuck you up. And we got to understand that. That's how a lot of us were in Africa a long time ago before we interacted with these other people. Not everybody. We had cattle wars in between each others and we had problems. But before they come with the shit of starting tribal wars, which we were fools, getting us to sell our own people because they were trading and we didn't have that shit, and our king sold us out. We were a peaceful people. Everyone says this. I've been in East Africa. I've been in Southern Africa. I've been around West Africans. Everybody says it. Everybody, it goes down through the history. Before the whites came, we were peaceful. And we were a peaceful people. And we got to know that about ourselves. We're messed up now. We got to get back to the way we were. We are like the gorillas. We should want to be like the gorillas. I would be offended if I was a gorilla and somebody was saying I'm like black people, because the gorilla's honorable. We're not like that, but we're going to get like that. But let me tell you what they're like. We're going to get like that gorilla. Don't start no shit, won't be no shit. But if you start it, we're going to rip your arms off. We're going to get to the gorilla one day. White supremacists, race soldiers, they are most like wolves. White people are wolves, sharks, some eagles and bears, and a lot of sheep. But they are wolves. They're only strong in their pack. They're not strong single. And that's their strength. They work together and they're organized. But let me tell you something about wolves. If you're ever in the wild, you're walking through the forest and a wolf rolls up on you and he's staring you right in the eyes, the worst thing you could do is look away. You can't bend down on the wolf and the wolf leaves you alone like the gorilla. You bend your head down to the gorilla and you stick your hand out and you bend the knee and the gorilla leaves you alone. If you take your eyes away from the wolf when he is challenging you, he will take it as weakness and he will kill you. The alpha will attack first and then the pack will attack. The only way to keep a wolf at bay, you have to look the wolf right in the eyes. And you got to let him know what the fuck you want to do. And that's part of the culture that we have over here in the Western Hemisphere, not just the American African, but the people in the Caribbean and some people in Africa. We had to learn that being nice shit it's over with. We were very nice and docile people during slavery. Even after that, we didn't even want no revenge. We were just like, leave us alone and be fine. And did they? No. Now we ain't with the shit, and that's a good thing. We got to look these people right in the eyes when they're talking about exterminating us and all this shit. And these niggas talking about holding hands and forgive, and we shall overcome and singing and marching. Fuck that shit, nigga. You got to look the wolf right in the eyes. I don't hate white people. I grew up around poor white trash. I know good white people, but I know what this shit is. I know them more than I know us. I didn't really understand this till I went and lived in Africa, that I really understand black people from the bottom up. But these motherfuckers, them wolves, when they come to you, be it on the job or be it with a goddamn tank and drones with bombs on it, we got to look them right in the face and say, what the fuck you want to do? I'll take all you motherfuckers with us. We'll light all this shit up. And I ain't going to say no more about that online, but you get it. So y'all study this, y'all know about it, y'all train, whatever your skill is, whether you're in medicine, you know how to keep people healthy, farm, take out bullets, sew people up, train, whatever it is. We got to look the wolf right in the eye, and we got to be ready for this shit, because these people are serious, and there ain't going to be no marching and singing to overcome this shit. We getting in the last stages of this chapter. So y'all keep up, keep your head up, keep trading. Peace and love. Stay black. One.